Now, if you would grant me that, would you agree, Mr. Seidler, to consider changing your vote on page 13 and 14, page 1 through 4?
Yes.
Okay. We need to have a motion allowing Mr. Give me a second.
Do it on one shot.
Oh, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Can I make a motion to change my motion?
Yes, the board has to accept that. All in favor of allowing Mr. Seidler to change his motion?
Yes.
Anyone against? Seeing none, Mr. Seidler.
Okay. Before I'd like to change number. I would like to vote yes on page 13, item H 1 through 4.
Hold on, please. 13, H 1 through 4.
Okay. Now, as
that goes to 14. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then I would like to vote yes on page 12, item 4.
Item 4, and I don't want to take sides, but that, I was just told, that was already on the position roster.
Right.
So that is why he's doing that, I'm sure.
Okay.
As well as, I'm sure, number 8 on page 12, which was on the position roster, I was told, Mr. Finger. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So 12, 4, and 8.
Yes. And page 13, number 9, is that paid for through non-local funds at all?
That's a grant, the Century 21
So
grant.
yes to that.
Yes to that.
And then page 14.
Hold on, please. 14, number 4, you changed already, but the other stuff, the stipends passed.
Stipends passed?
That's what I was told.
Okay, and then what's the rest of it? On page 15, all that passed, right?
Yes, everything else.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 passed.
Oh, page 18, everything passed?
That's what I've been told by the past council.
Okay, so then I just want to clarify. So then the only thing that's not going to pass is the early childhood, which wasn't approved, and then just item number 3.
Item number 3 and 6, it appears. I could be wrong. And item 1, item 1, 3, and 6.
Okay.
Hold it. I need to ask him, and I'll tell you. 11, F1 does not pass still. 12, 3, and 6 does not. Well, page 12. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second.
Page 11.
Other than early childhood positions, which he's not asking to change because it failed, item 11, F1, page 12, 3, and 6. Everything else would pass if he changes his vote. Is that correct, Finger?
That's correct.
Does everyone allow him to so change his vote?
Yes.
All in favor? All right. All against? So now the only items that do not pass, from what I've been told by the person we need here, 11F1, which is substitutes, page 12.3. Oh.
The only thing that...
No, he didn't vote on, and I know what I'm saying. Mr. Seidler, correct me. You did not change your vote on page 11F1, correct?
What's 11F1?
That's the substitutes.
I don't know, is it necessary? Yeah, okay, so then I'll change it on.
Okay, so you've changed that. So the 2 items, if we can hear Mr. Seidler, that he did not change his vote on is page 12, number 3, and page 12, number 6. Am I saying that right? You did not change your vote on page 12, 3, and 6. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything else, Mr. Finger, passes, correct, as far as personnel?
Correct.
Other than items 12, 3, and 6.
Correct.
If I may speak to the superintendent publicly regarding item 12.6, I have to say this, I'm not here to defend Seidler or anyone else. I am here to defend all of them as a unit. But I think, if I'm right, page 12, number 6, is funded through a grant. In fact, we got this ESL thing thanks to Tracy Palatino, I can never say her last name, but did meet with her or speak to her today. Isn't that funded through a grant, Dr. Deb, or Dr. Lydia, or Dr. Bob?
Yes, it is.
So, Mr. Seidler, I just want to bring
Okay, so then change it.
I want to say this to the administration, you should list these things, because members were put on here to be fiscally responsible.
Through the chair, I just want to address the attorney. I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
O and P, the preschool program, is that funded through a grant?
Well, can I just finish this point?
I just want to, can you answer my question?
O and P on page 3.
Ms. Micchio and Mr. Thomas voted that program down. I just wanted to find out.
Let me find that out.
Is that funded through a grant through
Well,
the state?
O is just, sir, that we got one.
P is
right,
the
P.
approval.
Mr.
P,
Fink?
P, it says in it that it to be paid.
Hold on, I'm with you. I'm just trying to get the question and I have to read it. Mr. Finger, I'm reading P. It says to be paid with Preschool Education Act, subject to availability funds by the Department of Ed. Is that paid through grant money?
Yes, that can be paid, that release can be paid through preschool education aid.
But back to, that's the point well taken, it says that there.
Okay.
Mr. Seidler, back to him, or Mr., well, let's stick to Mr. Seidler. Page 12.6, would you reconsider that?
Yes, and.
All right, we need a motion. Will we allow Mr. Seidler to change his vote on page 12.6? All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you. So the only thing that doesn't pass is pay, you know, again, in all due respect, we laugh here, but let's try to conduct our business. Page 12.3. That is the only thing, Mr. Finger, I need you here to help me. So don't replace yourself with another dummy like we've had in the past. Page 12.3. That's the only thing that doesn't
That's
pass?
the only thing that fails, item II through NN, page 8, item A1, and O and P.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, we're done. Why is it released? Leonard, Mr. Finger, he has to talk to you, we can listen, but.
They don't go,
No, I know.
so then,
He can discuss with you, everyone can discuss, but we need to move on. We are conducting a public meeting, and there seems to be discussion here that needs to be done in public. So, I don't text, so, do we need to adjourn? Who do I ask? All right,
All aboard?
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
there's a motion to adjourn
Because?
because the board president wants to adjourn. Is there a second to adjourn?
No.
Yes.
James? You don't get to vote at this time. Is there a second to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can I make a statement before?
Yes.
I will second it after I make my statement. Number one, I want to apologize to Mr. Waters. I didn't want to be rude to you. All I was trying to do is defend Mr. Ostreiger because of the statement that you made, like painted everybody with the same brush.
No crosstalk.
Okay, number one. Number two, at the end of the board meeting, we used to always have an agenda where the board could respond. Instead of taking our time away from the speaker, at the end of the meeting, remember there was now board at the very end and any old business. This agenda has changed so much, which is okay, changes are good, but not in this respect. This way I don't have to interrupt anybody if I have anything to say. I'll say it at the end of the meeting. Right?
We used to call that good and welfare.
Yeah, can I make a good welfare statement after Mrs.
Now I'll
McKill's?
second the motion to adjourn.
Now you can discuss the adjournment.
But discuss the adjournment. Before we adjourn, I just wanted to bring out that Leonard, you and I have been on the board now for 8.5 years, and according to my record, last meeting was the first time in the last 8.5 years, from what I understand from many years before that, that the meeting did not take place because of non-quorum. So it does happen a lot more frequent in many, many other districts, but it happens here once in over a decade perhaps. So I just wanted to make it known that it's an understandable thing. Sometimes all the schedules did not work out, especially because it was a special meeting. And we hope that it will never happen again, but it does happen every once in a very, very blue moon.
Chair, just keep in mind that this next meeting was an unscheduled meeting. I usually try to make my business trips during scheduled and not during scheduled meetings. But unscheduled meetings, I have no way of knowing about it. Last week I was away out of town, Chicago. It was an unscheduled meeting, that's why I wasn't here.
Through the chair, I would like to ask the board members who voted no on item P if they can please reconsider. There are children that are sitting at home without a place to go, and this was to help them. They are enrolled in the public school. We don't have equitable programs for them, and it's coming out of a state grant. If some board members who voted no or abstained can try to reconsider.
The meeting is adjourned, but it can be reopened.
Well, it's not adjourned because it hasn't been called yet. It's in the second. An adjournment call is in the second. And since we all have been discussing how the other meeting didn't get adjourned because we didn't even have the meeting, I would like to share with, because I had at least 3 family, community members come up to me and ask me, tell me that they were waiting for me to come, and where was I, and the likes, and I've been on this board 8.5 years, along with Abe, and with Chet not here, I might have to say I've made more meetings than just about any other board member.
Not Irene.
And, maybe, I said maybe, you'll have to go to the record, in the 8.5 years, not in the lifetime. She's been here a lot more meetings. She's been here a long time. So I tend to make meetings, and I also schedule meetings around my very busy work schedule where I have 2 jobs, and sometimes we have board members that want to have meetings when they want to have meetings. And if you want to have meetings when you want to have meetings, you better make sure you got 5 people that have a quorum, because if I try to make meetings really close to my schedule, so I know I'm going to be here because I know how important it is. And if there was any way at all possible that I could have been here at the last meeting, I would have been here. And I tried to make every accommodation, cancel work and the likes, and it was.
Well, actually, you told us to your credit that you were on call, which you were.
Yes.
And you were going to try to get here from New Brunswick or some Brunswick. East Brunswick by 8. I just want to let the public know, Mr. Carl Fink did let us know from the day this meeting was set that he would not be able to come tonight.
And I also said, tonight?
Yeah, Mr.
Okay.
Fink was unable.
So now what we need to do is, whether it passes or not, we need to call the motion that's on the table.
What motion is there?
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, well.
May not.
What about the one he brought up?
Well, currently, we're in the second. We can entertain his once that's called. Mr. Finger, call it.
All you need is an all in favor.
No.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Okay, is anyone? We have 2 no's and
3 no's.
4 yeses.
3 no's and 4 yeses.
Well, that passes.
For
because it's
adjournment,
not-
that passes.
You don't need, it's not an expenditure of money.
See you next week.